Welcome back, all you cool cats and kittens. This is 2023 preseason manager interviews. We are honored to be alongside Kyle, the manager of the Moncton Meerkats, joining us for his interviews and fire takes and predictions for this upcoming season. We'll get a chance to chat with Kyle about his thoughts on last season, what happened with the rest of the league, as well as what his predictions and his goals are going to be for this upcoming season. How are you doing, Kyle?
It's good. It's a real honor for you guys to be able to interview me, so I'm glad we can make this work.
Talk us a little bit of the background.
Well, I just it's my life now, to be honest with you. I guess with everything that's happening with the league, I've been branded as a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Take it as you will, but I'm going to lean into it. I'll let you guys in on a little bit of a secret, but these commissioners, I think they're in cahoots. So we'll dive into it. I trust Tim and Brandon. Obviously, it's the commissioners that I have issue with, but that's what my life is right now. This is me in my control room, just prepping for 2023.
Oh my God. Well, appreciate it. While I'm trying to get a hold of myself of not laughing so much, Kyle, let's run it back to the 2022 season. Refresh us. What were some of the goals coming into the season for you? What were some of the things that you felt like went right, went wrong? Just anything you can talk about for your team and the work that you did and the results that you had for last season.
Yeah, I guess, are we talking like the physical Earth or the physical plane of existence that Big Firm and CNN wants you to believe about last year? I have two different questions, right, for that. But I guess we'll lead more into the far right media. If you're talking from a spiritual place, I won the whole damn thing. Best regular season CCK history, longest win streak in the history of CCK, and pow, we ran them right up the gut very well. Running backs 1, 2, 3, 5. Now we would have had 4, but the media is out to get Saquon Barkley, so we let it go with 5. But we ran the ball very, very well. We run the whole damn thing, in my opinion. Playoffs is literally just icing on the cake. We don't need that. We're trying to stay lean and mean, and we're just after carbs, not sugar. So in my opinion, I should have the belt, and we won the whole damn thing, right? So the media is not going to let you read it that way, but that's okay. Meerkats now.
Well, yeah, it's an honor, like you said, to be interviewing the regular season champion for last season. So appreciate all of that and all the accolades that you've learned, setting the league record. I believe it was at 9, Kyle. Was it at 8?
It should be 10, but it's 9.
Well, okay, so you ran through the first half of the season. Again, like you said, that's never happened before, and I think you started out the season. I don't know. What do you think went wrong for you? You obviously, got up to a hot start, on the backs of Lamar Jackson, having a historic start to the season, fantasy production wise. You had Josh Jacobs able to finish the season as RB1. So a lot went right. What were the things that went wrong for you?
Well, actually, Austin Eckler finished RB1, and I cut his sore ass when he wanted more money. So Josh Jacobs actually finished 3rd, but that's okay. He's playing for a contract season now. It's all good. My biggest thing is every week that I had Tim, all my competition, they started all 10 of their players every week, and I think that's what went wrong for me, to be honest. If I could have got into the playoffs against, maybe Brandon, who likes to vacation on Sundays, I guess, I probably would have won the whole thing. But, that's the past. We only focus on the present here at the Meerkats. So.
Awesome. All right. We'll continue to kind of talk about the 2022 season, but let's talk about some of the other teams, some of the other things that happened in the league. What were some of the more memorable moves or impactful results that you saw from other managers in CCK?
Yeah. I want to finish my last train of thought, I guess, first, and I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. But if you could picture a chessboard, and the league owns that chessboard, and then there's paint on all the pieces, but it's magnetic paint. And imagine the daily struggle of trying to move your own pieces against those magnets. And as the Meerkats, we fought those magnets all regular season. And you know what the commissioners did right at the start of playoffs? They got new magnets. And, we put up a good fight, but magnets are difficult to overcome. Tearing up a little bit. But, that's in the past. And I guess we should talk about 2023. So my main outlook is I just really want to maintain my digital freedom. I'm seeing the movements the commissioners are doing in the background. They're pulling the strings, and quite honestly, I'm concerned. What they don't know, and I'll let you guys in on the secret, I have a big pair of scissors. They're Jaguar TCC Care Cut 6-inch professional scissors. 4 to 5 doctors recommend them, and I will not be attached to any strings. I don't care if I'm the odd one out. I see it coming. I'm a lone wolf coming after all 9 here. I am not a puppet on a string. So that's my outlook for 2023, you know?
Love it.
Oh my God. But Kai, I think you missed the question. We're going on your monologue. What were some of the memorable things that you saw in what were some of the things that you saw that were memorable in 2022 from other managers?
Other managers, well, we don't like to focus on them. They're kind of just obstacles in our path. But I really like how Sergey managed to take a team of 30 guys and turn them into 4 startable players. It was impressive if you think about it. He has some picks, but if you break that down, like it's actually incredible to have lost 26 players and have accrued those picks. I'm really looking forward to 2029 where he just turns that around and he gets 10 starting players. Other thoughts, I just think the way people went after my fellow Canadian, Eve, it's just gutless. He had 26 trade offers in the same day. It was heart wrenching. And again, it's these commissioners. There's no off season with them. There's no days off. And the Meerkats are built different. We can handle that kind of pressure. But what you guys did to Eve, I can't stomach it to this day. He fire sailed that team in about 35 seconds, and it's heartbreaking to see that he'll only rebuild 2 years quicker than Sergey. So it's incredible, really, what took place. John, great guy. Don't know what he's doing still. Ryan, I don't think I'm concerned. We're going to the beach, guys. Did anyone think about that for our manager meeting? I don't know if he's even gonna be able to get into the water. I didn't bring any engine oil to keep him lubed up. I hope maybe you guys did. New managers couldn't even tell you what they look like. I don't think I need to. They will be in the bottom of the pack. So really, like I say, it's me against these commissioners. I'm the last man standing, and the rest of the guys, I mean, it is what it is.
Tim, I don't even know what question we're on anymore.
I don't either, but I do want to probe you a little bit, no pun intended, on the 2023 predictions that you made. Let's go back to focusing on the Moncton Meerkats, because that's obviously the only thing we care about. What are the goals for the Meerkats this season?
We're going to win the whole thing. Now, what that looks like to the Meerkats and what that actually looks in the standings, the media is going to skew that, but we're going to win the whole thing, right? So like we did last year. I think the true question was, with the 10-team standards now, we have 2 teams for the playoff buys. Who will the top seeds be? I really think it's going to be Gigi Terry and Tara Axumcum. According to longlove.com, they're the most common seeds in the world to take groups. I'll let you guys look those up, but I think they're strong contenders to be the most rooted seeds at the end of the season. But that's just me. If you're talking in terms of CCK, I'd say Brennan and myself for the top 2 seeds at the end. I think that's pretty realistic. But again, I think Big Pharma is going to find a way to make that not happen. And I anticipate both commissioners getting a bye. However, you want to chalk that up. In my opinion, we'll have already won. But if you're talking in CCK, this very realm that we created, I think both commissioners will probably get the bye. Yeah.
Who wins it all?
Oh, Brandon, it's you. Come on now.
That's what the cards say, right? I mean, that's the what do you call it? The storyline for the season. Hey, we might have to run back some tape because I'm pretty sure I was the one listed as not contending till 2029 last year. What happened to that?
Well, again, the media is going to skew that however you feel, right? I mean, how I presented myself in previous videos, you can imagine there was a lot of pressure from all these big pharmaceutical companies. I'm obviously pretty famous in Moncton, so I have to watch what I say. So take any of those videos last year with a grain of salt. This is the true me now. Like I say, I'm cut free of my chains. I can speak how I've always wanted to speak. And, what you really want here is predictions for the league next year. So personally, I don't see us getting into NATO in 2023. Maybe G20. We'll have to knock out Argentina, but I think those guys have been coasting on Ronaldo for a little too long. If you actually do want CCK rankings, I'll give them to you. First overall will be Two Shots No Cup, followed by Bills Mafia, Brady's Third Dynasty, Full Jerry, Huge Ditka, Mr. Ambassador, Moncton Meerkats, Team KVNYP, Team Wuxie Fingerhold, and last place Trust the Process, mostly because that's just the teams listed in alphabetical order.
I don't even know if we need to ask the last question. Do you have any fire or controversial takes for the season?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you ask who wins it all, to me, like if you were to roll a dice 69 times in a row, and it shows a 7 every time, how long are you going to blame the tosser instead of the creator, right? I mean, you can read between that metaphor as you will, but in order winning it all, I'm going to say Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, he's already won Best Actor 3 times in 89, 07, and 2012. So I think he's a strong candidate for another major win here. Fire take to wrap this up for you, I guess. I think Full Jerry stays rock hard. He goes 69-1, loses all the commissioners in the finals. I think it'll be very much like that movie with Carl Weathers and Tyler Shire. I think it was called Rocky One. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's a good movie. You should check it out. It's ahead of its time, but I think it'll be one of those stories, to be honest. Yeah.
So if I'm just trying to understand, it's the media pushing, the big pharmas pushing for Bill's Mafia to win the Media Cup at least, right? The trophy and everything. That's how the Meerkats are seeing it right now.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Pretty rapid turnaround based on before I was free of my chains, and last year I maybe said some things that will be, counter what we just discussed. But it really comes down to the fact I think the league just felt so bad for Brandon that they just gave him all these players for nothing. I think they really saw that Tim had gotten advantage of multiple trades for a couple of years now, and I think they realized they couldn't win themselves. And I think now what we're just going to do is we're just going to bet on Tim and Brandon each year. We'll pay our league fees, and then I have a separate area where I'll collect the fees. I'll rake a small 69%. And then whoever picks right will get the fees. But I think that's what we'll do until about 2036 when Tim's players finally turn 32.
What are some? Let's go back to the Moncton Meerkats for a little bit, Kyle. Obviously, enjoy all of the takes. Go down a little bit on the CCK and maybe not the best actors or NATO or G20. What are some of the things that you're sort of counting on for your Meerkats to happen for you to be able to win it all?
Well, I think my players are actually just going to have to show up for training camp. I currently have Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Diggs, but for about the last 3 months, I've had 4 or 5 of my top players basically saying they're going to hold out. We tried to set the tone pretty early by trading Eckler away, scare these guys off, and maybe they show up to camp. But I have full confidence they're going to come out and be playing week 1. But that's obviously our biggest concern right now. If we have our RB 5, 4 in my eyes, and RB 2 not showing up to camp, that's concerning, obviously. My biggest concern, I think, is my wide receivers. I think they're honestly too good to be playing in this league, and I think as a result, they're going to see some regression this year. Mostly just to make it fair to the newer, younger guys. I think Mike Evans probably would have a 2,000-yard season, but I think he's just going to let some other guys have a couple yards, and maybe he'll finish with 500.
Generous of him.
Yeah.
What about future moves? Anything you're trying to do with your team going forward? Do you have anything planned, or are you pretty content with where you're at?
I think we're okay for right now. We're going to see how the draft shakes up. I know everyone knows how much I hate drafts, so I do have a couple picks here for this year. I'd hate to have them draft night. I find it's a lot of effort to have to keep the picks and then actually select the players. To me, we go after who we want. It's an honor to play for the Meerkats. If you get drafted by us, that's kind of a weak way to come on the team. So I would say once we get to Boston, we'll be setting up a meeting room and people can come see us. And like I say, I have some pretty good picks, I feel, this year. Happy to get rid of them.
Well, Kyle, is there any other conspiracy things that the league should be made aware of just so that we have a chance to potentially break off the strings as well?
I think you're going to have to subscribe to Meerkats Plus for that kind of information. I'd like to give a shout out to Daniel 36, Edgar 49, and Heather Kennedy 2. They're my current top subscribers. They have already freed themselves and broken the chains. And for 8 quick steps and $13.49 monthly Canadian, you could find a way to free yourself from those chains. So I think that would be the best way for the league to go about that.
We'll make sure to put the link in the description below.
Link in bio, yeah. Meerkatsplus.com. Yeah. Meerkats After Dark is a different website, not affiliated with it.
Oh my God. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, there was something I wanted to ask Kyle. I just lost my train of thought.
Well, gentlemen, you know where to find me. And again, I only answer a certain amount of questions per interview, and we're already capped out. Again, if you want unlimited access to the Meerkat fan base, meerkats.com, $13.49 Canadian. If you sign up now and refer a friend, you get 1 month free and 1 DVD copy of Meerkats at the Moncton Zoo.
Wow, that's great to hear. Please make sure to provide us the link. So we have the link in the description below. One last question, if I can fit it in, Kyle. I know we're at cap in terms of the questions that you'll take, but if you'd be so willing, the league wants to know: can they expect more investigative journalism from ELIC for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think you'd have to reach out to ELIC for that. As you know, we're not affiliated. It wouldn't be hard hitting and free independent news if it was someone from the league actually writing the articles. So I think that you should reach out to him. My understanding is you can sign up to Meerkat Gazette Plus for $10.49 a month. And I've actually made a deal with ELIC, friends of a friend, obviously, that if you sign up for both for the year, we'll knock that down 17 easy payments of $4.99 Canadian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I would say there's more articles coming. I would say you could anticipate it if I was you, like prior to the draft, and just keep your eyes peeled,
I'm looking forward to it. ELIC added in a lot of intrigue and fun in the last season. So I'm hoping that he sees the appreciation from the rest of the league at how important that investigative independent journalism is for us to just make sure we can potentially break out of the chains one day.
And I'll be sure to pass that on to him as a friend of a friend.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it's hard to get a hold of ELIC, so whoever is able to, whether it's a friend of a friend, I appreciate that a lot. I'm just one of the commissioners here, just seeing what the value he's brought to the league so far.
Excellent. And when we do expand to 11, I believe Heather Kennedy is still interested in taking a team. So I think we should expand to the 11 man and woman format. We just give the commissioners a bye all season, alternating week, because we know where they'll end up at the end anyway. And that way we could run an effective, an 11 people kind league. Yeah. So I'm looking forward, and I'll be putting that recommendation forward.
We'll start our proposals.
Excellent. No, appreciate that. My people will reach out to your people.
Deal. All right, just to wrap this up, the commissioners just want to say thank you. It's always entertaining, Kyle, and everyone in Moncton Meerkat Nation. Thank you for joining us, and good luck this season, and thanks for all the insight. Uh-oh. He just fell. Did he just leave?
Yeah.